What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money Making Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Off a really good night last night. Smashed the NBA Play of the Day with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the Cover Buddies, our favorite money-making team, Thunder Buddies for life. However you want to say it, however you want to break it down. They came out, dominated, and looked really good in doing so, especially in the second half. We cashed that Anthony Edwards under. We cashed the under in the game. So it was just a really cool, overall, great night of hoops. In the WNBA, we cashed our play of the night with the Las Vegas Aces. So just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward, man. Keep the momentum rolling forward. We got the Eastern Conference Finals starting tonight. Of course, we're in New York with it. Knicks, 4.5-point home favorites right now currently. I'm going to let you ladies and gentlemen know my thoughts, get you guys the information you need to know, and get you ladies and gentlemen in and out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, at Premium Plays over at the site. Man. Let's talk about today, man. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, this is a rematch of last season. It wasn't the Eastern Conference Finals, but these two teams did play each other in the playoffs last season. Indiana did prevail and win that series. Indiana's been fortunate the last two seasons to play a lot of teams dealing with injury. New York was dealing with some injuries last season. The Pacers coming into this season in the first round, of course, Damian Lillard was in and out of the lineup. We saw last round the Cavaliers were dealing with some injuries, Garland, Mobley, guys like that early in the series. Is that the reason why I think Indiana has found themselves again in their second straight back-to-back conference finals? No, I don't think that's the sole reason. Is a piece, of course. Of course, it's a contributor to it, but I don't think that's the main reason. I hear a lot of people, harping on that point. Indiana's really, really good, especially at home, especially in the postseason. We've also seen them play really well on the road this season, much better than they played on the road last postseason. Indiana, remember, we've talked about ad nauseum over the last two seasons is how good offensively Indiana is. Indiana's one of the best offensive teams of all time. I don't think they get enough credit for that. They do leave some things to be desired defensively, but I've liked what I've seen from them thus far through their first two playoff series this season. We flip to the other side, the New York Knicks. I give them all the credit in the world for beating the Boston Celtics, the defending champs, in that last one. I was one who was thinking the Boston Celtics were heading towards a dynasty. The Boston Celtics were the best team that I've seen in quite some time. I've said that over the last two seasons here. And the Knicks beat them. Of course, there was a couple of injuries that popped up for Boston. Do I think that was the sole reason the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics? Of course not. Was it a contributor? Yes, it was. But that's postseason basketball, man. Injuries are a part of it. They will forever be a part of it. Health is wealth. You've heard that a million times. And in the postseason, the best ability is availability. So if you're hurt, well, the world doesn't stop because you're hurt. So shout out to the New York Knicks, man. They got it done. Beat the Boston Celtics, the defending champs. In that first series, I was a little worried about them. The way Detroit was how tough Detroit was able to play them. One thing I'll say about New York is their grit, their grind, how good they are late in games, third, fourth quarter. I don't think I've ever really seen a team as good as the Knicks have been late in basketball games. Because in that first round, I thought the Pistons pretty much thoroughly controlled that series. First quarter through the third. And the Knicks had a really good ability to go and snatch it away from the Detroit Pistons. I felt like that in the Boston series as well. Boston came out early 20-point lead in game one, 20-point lead in game two. It did not matter. The New York Knicks, third, fourth quarter, cut it on, flipped a switch, and we're just a different team, monster, and animal. This is going to be a really good series. I can't wait to sit back and see how it plays out. This game one does make me a little nervous. If this was like a regular season game, we had a full slate, 9 times out of 10, this wouldn't be a game I would be going balls to the wall on. I don't see a whole lot of advantages. I need to put my eyes on how it's going to end up playing out on the floor early in this series. Let me put all my chips on them in the middle of the table. I've told you guys I had earlier this season a really nice ticket on the Indiana Pacers to make the Eastern Conference Finals again. We cashed that last playoff series. I bet the Indiana Pacers again to win to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and make the Eastern Conference Finals. And then I end up betting the Indiana Pacers to win the NBA championship in that last series. And the reason I ended up betting Indiana to win the NBA Finals was because of the odds. I really like the odds attached to them in that. So now we head over to this series. I think it's interesting, you know? Indiana, I think, does match up with New York. I think New York matches up really well with Indiana. It's going to be a style matchup. First game in the Garden. Of course, the Pacers come in off extended rest. They closed out Cleveland in pretty quick fashion, so I believe they've been off, a week now. New York has had some rest. Both teams coming into this well-rested, so not a whole lot to look into, in my opinion, in that aspect. Pacers do have the slight rest advantage, but rest advantage hasn't really been a key factor here in the postseason thus far. I'm just letting you guys know all my thoughts. So here's how I have this series playing out. I think the Pacers win this series, likely in 7. I'm going Indiana in 7. Tonight, it's a really tough game. Tonight, I'm going to take the Pacers plus the 4.5. I think this is a 50-50 game. So I'm playing the odds. You're giving me over a bucket in my back pocket with Indiana, who's been really good on the road this season. Sign me up. I think their play style is a little different than what New York has played early here in the postseason. You could say the same thing about New York. You could say the exact same thing about New York for Indiana. It's definitely a totally different play style than they've played in the first 2 series. I like an over. I think points will not be at a premium. I think it's going to be a high-scoring, back-and-forth style game, kind of like it's been in majority of these games between these two this season. Indiana's played in a lot of high-scoring games here in the postseason. New York does play a slower pace, but we've also seen New York put up some huge totals on the Pacers this season. Faster pace style game. If the threes are falling, I think we get up and over this number pretty comfortably. And with both teams well rested, all eyes on this game, the rivalry that it is, I think we get some points tonight. I like an over. I like the Pacers plus the points. I think Indiana has a very legitimate chance to win this game outright. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line for the Indiana Pacers in this game. If they come out and steal game 1, then they stole home court advantage, and that's exactly what you're looking to do as the road team. I will say to this, because I know there's going to be a lot of Knicks lovers in my comments and a lot of you just simply saying I'm a Knicks hater. And I slightly am. I won't run from it. But what I will say is if New York is as good as a lot of people think they are, this line would be heavier. It would look more like the Oklahoma City line was last night, but that's not the case. They are double possession favorites in this game, and we do recognize that, but I like having that extra bucket in my back pocket here with Indiana. In my mind, a very legitimate chance to come in here and win this game outright. Props. I do like Jalen Brunson over. It's a little scary. I know the whole world's probably going to be betting that, but he likely gets a 30 ball. Halliburton probably gets a 30 ball as well. I'm interested to see how these two guards go at each other, but I think, again, in a high-scoring game tonight, they both get theirs. the matchup to really watch is going to be like the Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns matchup. That's going to be the matchup that really dictates this series. One of those two players is going to have to take that next step and be the guy to help aid their guard. So that's a matchup I would say really keep an eye on. Tonight, I think Cat's probably going to come up a little small. I'm going to take Karl Anthony Towns under his points. I think Siakam gets the better of him tonight. I'm going to take Siakam over his points. And that's what I like for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Pacers plus the points. Pacers money line over. I like Halliburton and Brunson over their points total. And I like Siakam over his points total. And I like Karl Anthony Towns under his. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Of course, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. It's Money Making Wednesday. Let's do the damn thing, man. Off a really great night last night. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward into today. If you're here to troll me, bro, go find you something better to do. Like, come on, man. We ain't here for that, bro. If you were so great, if you were this betting guru, you wouldn't be here watching what I got to say and my thought process. That's how I think. So, man, let's keep the vibes high. Let's keep good energy. Let's go on a run, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'm see y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace. Let's go Stars as well. Let's go Stars, man. Let's go Stars.